everyone, welcome back. This is WX Ninja. Taking a look at the weather here again for October 17th, 2019. This is kind of a big story here. Potential for Tropical Cyclone 16. Right now it has winds 35 miles an hour, pressure 1,007 millibars, and it's moving north at 8 miles per hour. It's going to stop going straight north and go off more northeast like this here over to Panama City, between Panama City and Tampa. Gonna watch out for a little bit of storm surge, some heavy rainfall rates, 3-4 inches maybe. So localized flooding, a little bit of storm surge. Wouldn't be surprised to see that again. This is a very low lying area. The water table is very high, so gotta watch out there. So let's fast forward to what's going on now, or take a look at what's going on now. That big system that was in the east there, man, it's done some damage over there. So I'm sure they're happy to see that thing scoot out of the way. On the west coast here, you got a front coming through. A lot of rain, wind. Nothing too extraordinary, but it's very fall-like over here. Very mild up here in the north, 57, 54. You know, there's probably some mountains that are seeing the cooler temperature. So let's take a look at the forecast here. Here's the European model. Again, it's the most favored over the two. Actually, over most models, it's the most favored. So this is, excuse me. Still getting over my sickness here. So this is 12Z Thursday, so this is earlier this morning. So you see, you can see the jet stream here. A little bit cooler. There's the low getting ready to take off from the east coast. As it goes out, you see another front sweeping through the country. Heads on down, or this is the low down here in the Gulf. It's saying basically Friday night, Saturday is when it's going to hit land. And they have it at 994, so pretty decent. Nothing too crazy, but still, when the water table is as high as it is down there, it doesn't take much. Oh, we got to switch back. I'm sorry. Yeah, we need this one. Okay, sorry. I had it switched and it went back for some reason because that run's not done yet. So we'll go forward here. So there you see the low is opened up. Is it going through Georgia? Colder air stays up north. A little bit of a front must drop down there. See a little bit of cold air sink down. Great Lakes region. High pressure over the Four Corners region. That's what we said with the fire danger getting higher again over in California. There it is. So there you can see colder air is trying to invade the U.S. So this is getting more in line with what the GFS said. How it was so bullish with taking all this cold air and pushing it way down into the Carolina, or Mississippi, Alabama, Carolinas over there. So now the Euro is kind of saying the same thing. Again, this is, over a week away. A lot could change, but there's kind of that's weird there. I don't know. But you definitely see some colder air. And that's really weird too. It's saying it goes from there and it gets all cut off. But a low pressure system here forms. That's going to be interesting. We'll have to see. These last couple frames are kind of interesting. I'm not saying it's impossible. Just interesting. Okay. So here's another way to look at it. Let's go here. So we make sure the run is done. Let's see if it kind of shows the same thing. There's the low pressure center going into the Gulf Coast. Low pressure center here. Sweeping across the country, heads back up. Okay. Yeah, and then the low pressure center develops there. Interesting. Go over to the GFS, see what it has to say today. See if it agrees. Again, the GFS 6-hour increments. You can see the storm there in the Gulf of Mexico forming. Coming on into Florida. Pretty much matches exactly what the Euro said. There's a low going across the country into the Great Lakes. Spirals on up into Canada. Now here, it has the trough a little further west, I've noticed. And it digs it out sharper. I'm just checking to see. See, it's more believable in the way it has it. This is more believable in the way it has it. So there you see another low pressure center coming across the country here. Cold air up top, pushes on through. So it's still showing that cold push that we keep seeing. And then it ends there. Here's your temperature anomaly. So you can get a look at that. So yeah, big cold air in the middle. And it just kind of sweeps through. And then there's some really cold air coming through. Pushes all the way down. Wow. And then look at the warmth. So this is what I always talk about. High pressure, low pressure. Amplification, trough. It's just flip-flop. So if you live on this side of the country and you like snow, you don't want to see this. You want to see this. But remember how late into the summer, early fall, there was a high pressure here over the eastern U.S. and there was a trough over the west. So now it's kind of flip-flopping, pattern change. And then you see a shot coming down through Montana. It's probably going to shut off the cold, or the warmth, I mean. But it's still hanging on. Wow. Wow, and it builds a little bit. We'll see. And then it kind of moves into the Intermountain West region and lets the West Coast cool. So that tells me the high pressure center, yeah, it's moved off to the west, or to the east, sorry. But look at the eastern part of the country. If this holds true, again, we're talking way out there. It's beginning of November. That'd be pretty cold. So, yeah, this is why we look for these we look for these patterns, because we want to see, this is current temps now, or as of 12Z. Which, depending on your time zone, depending on what time, for me it was 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. But yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is all the way out to hour 384. This is as of 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time this morning. This is your temperature analysis. So when you think about the Gulf Coast, you can still see, man, there's some warm water down there. Or, well, this is air temperature, but you can correlate that it's going to be warm water too. Up into the Gulf of California here. It's crazy. So that's what's going on right now. You know, we do have that blob out here. So like we were talking about last time, that may keep the West warmer during this upcoming winter. California certainly doesn't want to hear that, so that's bad news if you live anywhere in California, you know, near those wildfires. You need that rain, so that's bad news for you guys, unfortunately. It's kind of looking like a reality, though, so I don't know. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if the blob really kicks in and really affects the temperature, you know, the precipitation, the forecast on the West Coast, if it keeps it warmer and dry, or if it does let us get some snow over there on the west, and some rain for California, the Four Corners region. You know, they've been going through a drought for a long time, so they'd really like to see some rain, I'm sure. So that's going to do it for me today. Again, WX Ninja. If you want to get my updates, all you do is hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon, and then you'll be alerted every time I post a video. I appreciate your comments, your likes, and all that stuff. So if you like, feel free to leave one. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.